Alright, let's talk about something that's gonna make or break your fantasy baseball season: starting pitcher matchups. Imagine this: it's August 7, 2026, and you're staring at your league's roster, sweating over whether to start Zack Wheeler or gamble on a mid-tier arm. The numbers are out, and they're telling a story that's both fascinating and terrifying. Let me break it down for you. Here's the thing: the top pitchers on this list aren't just having good seasons, they're rewriting the rules of what's possible. Take Zack Wheeler, sitting at number 1. He's got a 2.49 ERA, but what really stands out is his 31% strikeout rate. Now, that's not just dominance, it's a blueprint for how modern pitchers are evolving. They're not just throwing harder, they're smarter. Wheeler's ability to limit walks, only 26%, while keeping opponents' WOBA at 24%. That's elite, but it's also a warning. How many pitchers can sustain that level of precision over a full season? Then there's Rasmussen, ranked 2nd. His 2.91 ERA looks solid, but here's where it gets wild: his opponent's K percent is 23%. Wait, that's lower than his own 26%. That means the hitters he faces are actually striking out less than he does. That's not a fluke, it's a pattern. What does that say about the teams he's pitching against? Are they built for contact, or is Rasmussen just outclassing everyone? I'm leaning toward the latter, but it's a reminder that even top-tier arms can be vulnerable if the lineup isn't weak. Now, let's talk about the underdogs. Logan Gilbert is 3rd with a 3.46 ERA, which feels pedestrian compared to the leaders. But here's the twist: he's throwing 132 innings. That's not just endurance, it's a statement. Teams are relying on him to eat up innings, which means he's either a workhorse or a liability. And yet, his 27% strikeout rate is decent. It makes me wonder, is he the next big name, or is this a temporary peak? The market for pitchers who can eat innings is huge, but the risk of regression is real. And then there's the chaos. Roki Sasaki, ranked 10th, has a 4.64 ERA. That's not just bad, it's alarming. But wait, his opponent's WOBA is 20%, which is actually pretty good. So is he struggling against better hitters, or is this a red flag for injury? I've seen this before with pitchers who rely too much on velocity. If his fastball is losing command, even a slight drop in effectiveness can tank his numbers. This is a perfect example of why you shouldn't trust stats in a vacuum. Let's zoom out. The color coding here is crucial. Green means a good matchup, but what does that really mean? If a pitcher is facing a team with a low OPS, does that guarantee success, or is it just a statistical anomaly? I've seen too many pitchers blow up against a weak lineup only to collapse later. The real value here is in the context. How do these matchups align with the pitcher's tendencies? Are they facing lefties or righties? Is the opposing team's defense shaky? These are the questions that separate the casual fantasy player from the elite. Finally, here's a thought: the rankings are a snapshot, but the game is a moving target. A pitcher might be hot now, but what if their team's schedule gets tougher? Or what if a key reliever gets injured, forcing them to pitch more? Fantasy baseball isn't just about picking the best names, it's about reading the tea leaves. So, what's your take? Should you trust the numbers, or are there hidden risks you're missing? Let me know in the comments. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about stats, it's about survival in a game where one bad start can ruin your season.